All right, guys, welcome back for it's actually round three by this point. We had Jen earlier, then we just had Jerry Bailey, and now I have my friend Debora Wayne with BioHealth Institute. Debora, how are you, my friend? It's been a minute.
I am so good and happy to see you and excited about your event.
Oh, I am too. I was just saying to Jerry, I feel like I've been working for this all year, and then now that it's finally here, it's kind of one of those like, oh, really? It's next week. So, man, you being a good partner, a good friend of FDN, uh, give us the lowdown. What are you going to be throwing down at the Rock Conference in
Oh
10 days?
my God, I'm giving the whole shebang to you guys. So I'm going to be there speaking and talking about why people don't heal and the three exact things that are going on that don't show up on medical tests, and what you do with the people who try everything that you give them and nothing changes. And I'm going to be sharing with your audience exactly what I know is happening there and how to fix that. And I'm going to be, my favorite thing to do is I'm going to be demonstrating for the entire audience the biofield healing immersion method, which for those of you new to energy healing, you really want to experience this. It's what I call high speed healing. It's, 21st century high speed healing. And I'll do a live demo. And then I've got a breakout session as well, both Friday and Saturday, where you can experience a full session of it, or both, or two sessions. And I'm going to have a booth set up in the back where people can come talk to me at any time, ask me questions, get on my table and experience it again or for the first time. But I'm just going to be there like nonstop and hopefully shaking people up as to what's possible and exposing everybody to a brand new experience.
Amazing. And it's going to be so fun because certainly you and I have vibed out many times before and had some amazing convo. And, I think we're riding the same frequency through this existential reality. And, your work is so cool with what you're doing because I really do think we live in a very exciting time where kind of the line between this, objective, hard science, like kind of more the very reductionistic, kind of allopathic model, versus more the intuitive, right? And I think it's kind of crazy how I believe all humans are highly intuitive. But I think through our domestications, we get very kind of severed from that biofield, right? So I'd love to hear you kind of speak to, not me blabbering, but hear the experts speak to, what is the biofield and how do you kind of explain how we are all energetically connected?
Oh, I love that. Thank you for the question. So, yeah, the biofield is an actual field classified from physics. And they discovered not that long ago that there's a field of energy, light, and information that surrounds every living thing, including our bodies. And we think of our body stopping at the skin, but actually the physical body is just a slower, denser vibration, and it gets more subtle as it extends out. The term biofield was actually coined, believe it or not, by the NIH, the National Institute of Health, in 1992. They acknowledge a field of energy and information around the body. And so the beautiful thing about why this is important is there's a lot of science behind it, actually, but the field is informing the body. And you can find, long before anything shows up physically as a problem, a symptom, a disease, you can find it in the field. Mm-hmm. It's a disturbance frequency. And it works both ways. So you can find things in the field, prevent it from ever showing up in the body. And if it's already shown up in the body, you can work in the field, and the field informs the body, and the body changes. And this is all done with vibration. And I like to help people get this, wrap their mind around this by this example. Think about music. And you hear a piece of music, and some music is just like, wow, that's so peaceful. It makes me feel great. And other music makes you cringe and like, I can't even listen to that sound. So disturbance frequencies that are in your field, everything is music. Everything is sound and vibration. And your field has been collecting all the experiences you've ever had, and they imprint. And you're carrying around either disturbances or harmony. And
Mhm.
if you just focus on the body, you often won't find anything on a test. It hasn't shown up yet. Or the body isn't responding because it needs, the fastest way to respond is energetically, not always with, a supplement or a pill or a surgery or some kind of physical therapy. Often it's really the energetic field that will rapidly remove what the person is experiencing. So it's the future. It's faster, and it's the future.
Mhm.
It will be the first stop, not the last stop.
Absolutely. It's such an amazing time to be alive because with our technology, we're starting to kind of bridge that gap. And again, it's it's an unlearning, right? It's like us humans, we think so, we're so gosh darn smart, and we have all this cool technology, but that's the funny thing about it. The more technology we develop and the further we dig, the more it really just points us back to like, well, actually, we kind of intuitively believed in this and knew this stuff for as long as our species has been here. But at some point, once we had these big technological jumps, we got away from all that. And so it is almost this holistic movement of unlearning and getting back to these roots, because that's all life is vibrations and frequencies. And I think we're all very much, we feel these things. But then to think like, I don't know, I just think about like NADH supplements of like, okay, what's the point of that? Well, let's give your body more electron donors so that it can move electrons. And it's like, okay, so we're just moving electrons around. You know what I mean? So how about we do some kind of energetic practice to manipulate this on a more holistic level rather than, oh, well, let's do a reductionistic allopathic model, which clearly hasn't done our world a ton of, good yet. So.
Well, there's a place for it.
Totally.
However, there really is an inner technology.
Yeah.
See, I love what you're saying, because what's happening is that the outer technology is getting very sophisticated. And the outer is always a reflection of the state of consciousness of the people on our planet. Mm-hmm. So you see, the outer is actually reflecting. We're trying to basically teach ourselves that we have an inner technology that is a pharmacy, that is a self-healing mechanism. Everything we need we have already within us. We have been taught that we're limited human beings, but the fact is we are energetic beings. Call it spiritual, energetic. But we have way more faculties and abilities that we haven't been taught yet. But once you learn them, or even just start being open to the idea, then the awareness of this starts to take place. And that's the journey back home, from the outer technology back to the inner technology. And wow, this is what really blows people's minds when they realize it was there all along and I just didn't even know it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And so not only, are you going to be throwing down at the conference, but, you teach this. You teach this to professionals. You teach this to practitioners. And, certainly I have a lot of different friends that are kind of within that space. So tell us a little bit about your institute and how in your work with teaching others how to do this and how to practice this modality.
Yeah, that's partly why I'm so excited about FDN, because to me, health coaches really are the future of health care. Mm-hmm. And they have all the perfect non-invasive tools. And if they had one more tool in their toolkit, which is knowing how to work in the energy field, they would never hit a wall of limitation with any client, because, there are those people who just don't respond to all the various protocols, the best nutrition, the best supplements. There's some people, right? I'm sure you've seen it, where they just like, what's wrong here? This person isn't responding. And then you have the people where nothing shows up on a test and you go, what do I do with this? So this is why my training is just probably the most exciting thing I do, because of the ripple effect that's going out into the world. So yeah, I'm able to train people virtually. I do it all the time. I love it. It's mind-blowing. I love to watch people just open up their minds. And the beautiful thing is everyone really can learn to do this. Most of the people who apply to the practitioner training, the first question they have or the first concern is, well, what if I can't do it? Or, what if I look foolish? And I'm telling you, before we're halfway through the course, they're all doing it. They're getting results. They're not just facilitating, they're getting results. And they're building the confidence that it takes. So I teach people how to work one-on-one with adults, children, animals, and distance healing. And this is where you can expand your practice. It's just unlimited what's possible when you can work at a distance. So at the Institute, that's my main focus in the years to come, and just getting that ripple effect out into the world, more practitioners, helping people in all different niches, all different. I had today somebody, she's pregnant herself and realized she would love to help pregnant women who are going through difficult pregnancies. So people, they use it in various different ways. I have one practitioner who's works on farmland, on crops, and he's helping. Yeah, you can work on the earth and crops and bodies of water. You can charge the space of a room, of an environment, and change the energetic frequency of a home. I've had people with troubled teenagers, and the teenagers weren't going to do this, but they worked on the space that the teenager lived in most of the time, and it shifted them. I work with all kinds of people who are interested in this for all types of reasons, but especially for health, pain, depression, anxiety, trauma, nutritional issues, digestive issues, all the things I'm sure your practitioners experience a lot of. This is gold. So,
it's a beautiful thing, and what you said about the guy that uses this on farmland and whatnot immediately made me think of my plant children in the other room. And I was just recording a module for my course yesterday, and I totally went into a riff on that because it's a very biochemistry heavy course, but I really wanted to start and set the stage of guys, we can't separate physiology, psychology. We can't separate energy from, and so that was one of the points is we all know that talking to plants or giving love to, plants and whatnot helps them grow. I mean, I can attest to that. Yeah. So then it's imagine what would happen if we shared that energy with humans around us. Right. And that's, a lot of what I hear you saying is when we pour our light and love and our good vibrations and energy into the world, healing happens, period.
Yes, it does. It's the environment we're soaking in. And most people's environment, which is an inner environment, is very stress-filled.
Yeah.
I read the statistic recently, 2/3, that's 2 out of 3 of all people in the US are going to pay money because their stress level is over the top. 2 out of every 3 people. They're not just stressed. They're so stressed they're going to pay someone to help them because it's too much. That's almost everyone. That's where we're at. And I don't really see it slowing down. I see it getting more chaotic. This is the type of tool we need. It works faster. In fact, I don't know if I shared this with you. So I went into a science lab last year, and they found that the biofield healing immersion method got 5 times the energy increase and the pain decrease of any method they've studied in 25 years of research. And the average was only as high as 10% improvement. This is in one session, less than an hour. And over the course of 3 days, the results actually increased, not decreased. And the person that, in this one example that we did an experiment with, she said, oh no, I'm 99% pain-free. And she had a fibromyalgia diagnosis, arthritis, chronic fatigue syndrome, spinal curvature, cataracts, I mean, a list of things, and they all improved. And where does this happen, So I think that, I get so excited about it because I see it every day. It's my normal. And people sometimes are like, what? How is this possible? Because it seems so new to people.
Mm-hmm.
But this is why I'm so thrilled to be able to speak to your community and share it and the experience of it. There's nothing like live. I mean, recorded is fine, and all the web, it all works the same, but there is something about being with the real person and in person. And I'm excited to be there live for that.
Yeah, I can't wait too. I mean, you and I have had a number of amazing conversations, and it's like we have that energy even through the technology.
Yeah.
But you're so right. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. We're in the same room. A star might collapse or be born. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm here for it. And it's really going to be an amazing thing. And, we are truly honored to have you at our event. It's going to be a rocking time.
Thank you. I love all of FDN. You guys are really such great work in the world. I just support you so much, mind, body, and spirit. And I'm honored to be part of it.
Well, it's gonna take all of us, and that's the beautiful thing. It's a bunch of like-minded professionals putting all of our knowledge, skills together into one cosmic event. So, thank you so much for your time hanging out with me tonight. Kind of give a little teaser to everybody out there, and then 10 days, it's going down.
I know, God, it's like the countdown, right? I've been feeling it. I wake up every morning with this conference on my mind. Every morning.
Yeah.
I can just feel the anticipation and the excitement and the energy building for it. So it has really captured my attention.
Good. It's palpable. So I can't wait to see you there. Have a wonderful night, safe travels, and we'll party in San Diego, get some tacos.
Thanks so much for having me. I'll see you soon. You're getting on my table.
Sounds good. I'll be there.
All right.
Awesome. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.